2010 1-cent Canada coin. Today, we're not just looking for copper. We're looking for the subtle, magnetic, and potentially valuable varieties that make the 2010 penny one of the most important coins of Canada's modern era. Stick around to find out which version of this coin you need to hold on to. By 2010, the writing was on the wall for the 1-cent coin. The problem: it cost the Royal Canadian Mint more than 1 cent to produce each penny. This negative seigniorage made it an economic burden. The moment, in 2010, the Standing Senate Committee on National Finance formally recommended the penny be removed from circulation. This year marks the psychological and legislative beginning of the end. The 2010 coin is literally one of the last pennies struck before the public knew for certain that their beloved maple leaf cent was being discontinued. This end-of-an-era significance alone gives it a premium over coins from the mid-2000s. Key design features: the design is the classic, post-1997 look, reverse the iconic single maple leaf twig, designed by G. E. Kruger Gray, Obverse the fourth effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Susanna Blunt, which was introduced in 2003. But the real story, and the value, is hidden in its metallic core. Unlike the old bronze pennies, the 2010 cent is a product of modern cost-cutting measures. Since 1997, the Canadian penny used a cheaper plated composition. However, the 2010 issue is tricky because there are two key varieties that were produced this year, and they look identical on the surface. This is where your magnet comes in. Composition: a core of steel plated with copper. Identification: this coin is magnetic. If you hold a strong magnet to your 2010 penny and it sticks, you have the steel core variety. Mintage: these were the most common coins struck for circulation in the late 2000s and early 2010s. The mintage is high, meaning a circulated, magnetic 2010 penny is worth very little, maybe 10 to 50 cents CAD to a collector. Composition: a core of zinc plated with copper. Identification: this coin is non-magnetic. If your 2010 penny does not stick to a magnet, you have the rarer, zinc core variety. Significance: the Royal Canadian Mint was primarily striking steel core pennies by 2010. The zinc core versions are generally only found in special uncirculated sets, or sometimes as a late strike from leftover planchets. Their circulation mintage is much lower. The value difference: an uncirculated, certified non-magnetic 2010 penny carries a notable premium. While a standard magnetic BU coin might sell for a couple of dollars, the non-magnetic version in similar condition can fetch $5 to $15 Canadian, and high-grade certified examples can sell for significantly more. Bonus detail: the RCM logo. Look closely beneath the Queen's bust, just above the date. You should see a tiny stylized RCM logo inside a circle. This logo was introduced in 2006 to indicate that the coin was plated steel. Both the magnetic and non-magnetic 2010 coins should have this logo, so use the magnet as your primary check. While the circulation coins are fun to hunt, the biggest value lies in the special collector issues released by the Royal Canadian Mint. The RCM knew the penny's time was limited, and they heavily marketed the last years of the cent proof and proof-like strikes. These are coins struck with highly polished dies and special blanks, giving them a mirror-like finish or a semi-reflective finish. A 2010 proof cent can easily sell for $10 to $20 Canadian or more, depending on the set it came from. The specimen strike: perhaps the most desirable is the 2010 specimen penny. These coins feature a unique finish, a brilliant mirror-like field combined with a satin or matte relief on the devices. Value alert: a certified 2010 specimen coin can command prices of $15 to $30 Canadian or higher. Always check your mint sets. Errors: as with any mass-produced coin, watch for minting errors. The search results show that 2010 pennies are sometimes found with minor die chips. These are not major errors, but they are highly desirable to error collectors and can add $5 to $20 Canadian to the coin's value. The 2010 Canadian cent is more than just copper-plated metal, it's a numismatic landmark. It was a coin minted while its own government was debating its fate. The end of an era. The 2010, 2011, and 2012 pennies are the last of their kind. Because of their short lifespan in circulation, and the immediate collector demand following their discontinuation, even high-grade circulation strikes are becoming harder to find. The memento: the 2010 penny serves as a tangible memento of Canada's currency history. It reminds us of a time when prices were paid to the exact cent, a practice that ended when cash transactions began rounding in 2013. That if you are building a modern Canadian collection, you must have the 2010. It's the year the countdown truly began, so, here is your mission for your next coin roll hunt: find the date, check every 2010 Canadian penny you encounter, the magnet test, the crucial step. Use a magnet to test the coin. A non-magnetic coin is the rarer variety you are hunting for. Inspect for errors, grab your loupe and check the Queen's portrait for any small die chips or anomalies. Every coin has a story, and the 2010 cent tells the story of an ending. Don't let this important piece of history slip back into the pile. Did you know about the magnetic difference? Let me know in the comments if you found the rare non-magnetic 2010 penny. And if you want to see the video on the final 2012 penny, click here. Like this video and subscribe for more coin hunting secrets. Happy collecting!